Hello, it's Direlda, and I realise that it is, well, at the end, and yet this will be the beginning. You know, time, it's more of a wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey ball of stuff, you know. But anyways, I'll show you. If you don't get too close, there you go. I'll show you down here. I'm standing on a map, and this is quite fantastic. So I'll show you the map, and then you'll jump back in time to the beginning of the day. So, and you'll keep jumping forward in time too. It's not continuous because I only have one battery, and its source is getting towards the end of its life, so it dies faster. Okay, it's getting towards the end of its overall life, and so it wears down faster. Anyways, the map, before I keep going. So, here you have the map, and so we will go to where we are. So, here is Sunnemun, or aka Namdaemun, and so we will walk past this gate, which isn't here anymore, to this one, which also isn't there, but there's a stamp, and we'll go along the wall, and we'll climb up in along the sun, and we'll go up to the top, and we'll go down, and then we'll get to Jahamun, and we will get to a little pass that we have to have our ID for, right? Because this section here is behind the presidential palace, and if you note, there is Gyeongbokgung, and the presidential palace is there, aka the blue house. And so after we get to the pass, we will go up this way till we get to Sukchungmun, and then we'll be nearly out of the restricted photography area and nearly ready to... Oh, and this is a mountain too that we've climbed up, and so now when we get here we start to down, and we'll go down, and we'll wander along, and at some point we'll start going up again, and then we'll get to here, which is Leiluimun. I can't read that. Jadramun, something like that. Right, so I don't think this gate exists. Maybe it does. We'll find out. And we'll go up another mountain, sort of. It's not quite as big as the rest. And we'll up, and we'll go down, and we'll find ourselves at Hyunginmun, which is aka Dongdaemun. And we'll go there, past the cultural plaza, and we'll go here, and we'll get to Gwangtremun, and we'll see that one, and we'll go wander this way, and there's sort of a hill then, and we'll go up Namsan, and there'll be a tower, or it's about here, so you can see there's like, this is modern road, and there's a tunnel. So we'll go, and we'll be like, oh hi tower, and locks and beacons, and we'll go down, and then we'll end up here. So, that's the journey. So let's head towards the gate, shall we? begin our adventure. Start of my hike around the fortress wall, and yeah. I don't have my ears, but I do have my tail, and I have this shirt on, so, but anyways, pardon the hands. Okay, so, here we have, you can see the map of the whole wall. It's approximately 18.7 kilometers long. I won't be filming for the whole time, don't you worry. My battery will only last for about an hour, so you'll get a best hits. And here you can see the section I'm about to start. So down there, that's where I'm at Sungnaemun Gate, aka Namdaemun, or the Great South Gate, and I'm going to Changrimun, yeah, up there, and that's the first stop, and first major, and it's approximately 5.5 kilometers this section from there to there. And so I'll show you the gate. See, and we'll wander around to it. So this is the start of the fortress trail, and okay, I guess we go down this way. Slightly confused, but okay, so I'll I guess I'll time jump you to the gate. Cheers. Okay, so I'll read this for you while you look at the gate, because it's prettier than the sign. So, National Treasure Number 1, designated on December 20th, 1962. Sungnaemun, the south gate of Seoul, was erected in 1398, 7th year of King Taejo, founder of the Joseon dynasty, as one of the 4 main gates of the capital city. Major repairs were done on the gate in 1448, the 30th year of King Sejong the Great. In 1479, the 10th year of King Songjong, and during the reign of King Gojong, who reigned from 1863 to 1907, the second to last king of Joseon. During the Joseon period, the gate was closed around 10 p.m. and opened around 4 a.m., at which times the bell installed in the gatehouse told to proclaim the closing and opening of the gate. At times of flood and drought, the king came to the gate to preside over prayer rituals invoking fair weather and rainfall, respectively. The 2-story gatehouse erected atop the gate wall has a sturdy internal structure and beautifully decorated early Joseon-style bracket system. Between 1907 and 1908, the city walls to the left and right of the gate were torn down by the Japanese, who had made Korea their protectorate in 1905 and exercised practically sovereign power. The gate was damaged during the Korean War, 1950 to 53, so from 1961 to 1963, it was taken completely apart, thoroughly repaired, and fully reassembled. In February 2008, an arsonist set fire to the gate, almost entirely destroying the roof of the gatehouse, to the nation's great horror. Repair was planned and carried out for 5 years, from 2008 to 2013, during which the city walls to the right and left of the gate were also restored. And so, then, this here is an old gate, but it's also new. So this is sort of the interesting conundrum you find here in Korea, of the fact that they have things, like, it dates back, hundreds of years, and yet it also is relatively new. So it's sort of like, it's an odd mix of old and new, and then also natural and artificial. You get there's sorts of an interesting tension, at times disconcerting, at times quite fascinating, between the old and new, between the natural and artificial, And so it's just interesting seeing how that all plays out. It's probably one of the biggest things I'll take away from Korea. One of, not the only, mind you, but is just how they have these tensions. So here we are, passing through. And so, unfortunately, all of the people who came here to visit us came while it was still being stored. So over there, that's Namdaemun Market, and Namsan Tower is located in that direction. And there is City Hall and like a library or something. I think the newer building is City Hall and the old one is the library. Not exactly sure. Haven't really been there. You can see this is a major intersection. And so this is... Morning! This is where we are starting our walk of the city wall. So I'm going to stop filming now so I can take some pictures, and I'll join you somewhere on the trail. Cheers. Okay, one last thing before I hike on. Seoul, I've now crossed the streets. You can see Namsan Tower now. There's, well, just two things. One, there's a stamp tour that I'm going to try and do. Get all the stamps from 5 locations and get some sort of badge. But they didn't seem to have one here. So, the first person I asked didn't know English. It's like, really. It's like, a bunch telling me things in Korean. I half understood him, and then call these people. And then there's another person who spoke English, and actually he lives not too far from the neighborhood where I live, Dongbaek. So he lives in Dongbaek, which is not too far from where I live. Here's a pool, a gate, and we're going quick shaky pan this way. We're going here with the wall. So you can sort of see, hey look, it's a wall. And here we are. This is us now walking along the old city wall. So I'll see you later. Cheers. Okay, so this is right here. This area. You see no wall, no gate, just a bunch of cars and buildings. It's because the city wall was sort of demolished and such with building, but here from 1422 to 1915 was the site of Donrimun, which was also called Seoul or Great West Gate, and it was the west gates of the Seoul Fortress Wall, and the Japanese demolished it in 1915. So this is a commemorative set of signs, mostly in Korean, for the gate. And so somewhere around here is supposedly the second stamp of the tour. So I'll see if I can't find that, and I'll see you probably when there's more wall. Cheers. Okay, so there we've got a small section in our section 1. There's the wall again, so you can sort of see the park here. There's an interesting look too at Seoul. So there are high-rise apartments, low-rise apartments, and then scattered about I've also noticed a few houses with the traditional roof. So quite fascinating. So it's quite a walk through time, you might say. Not only that it takes you a long while to walk the whole wall, but that you pass through centuries and decades. So the question becomes, am I supposed to walk up here? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's be adventurous. We'll scale the battlements here. Huh. Guess not. There is a famous person's house. What does the map say? It says Nampa's house. I think we will go up there. You see the mountain hill. It's the direction we're heading in. So we're going to go that way. And so pass away. Plus it seems like the wall ends there anyways. But yes, we'll go this way. We'll see what there is. Yeah, exercise. Yay! Park music. Maybe here's somewhere in here is that house of the famous person. Maybe it was that one, maybe it's this one, maybe it's, I don't know. I just want the wall. Really. Ah, there's a marker. It says, "Do not get lost, fair traveler. Seoul Sangkwak Gil." See that? Seoul Fortress Trail. It's this way. So, downward we must go, so that we can then go upward. Funny that. Anyways, now that we've returned. You are here! Please don't get me lost in these alleyways. Signs. It'd be most cruel. Like, ha 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 ha. But there are signs. Seoul Park in Wangsan. So follow the signs. So here we have and I'll see you in a bit. That's a big bee. I wouldn't want to mess with it. Not at all. But anyways, you might recognize this if I had posted those videos that I took when I was here when it was cooler. The weather's beautiful, but it's really warm. So yes, so here we are, Seoul Park, going along. I better save my filming, for elsewhere. But one quick thing. Yeah, right, Direlda. But I just got asked by some cute little girls about my tail. They're like, 아저씨. It was all in Korean, but they didn't quite understand, but they're like, tail. Mr. Tail. So yeah, kids can be cute. And so, I'll see you somewhere where I've not been filming. Cheers. Okay, so that's looking generally towards downtown. You can sort of see it through the haze. It's gotten hazy, which is nice for walking, not so nice for showing you Seoul. At least I hope this is not a smoggy sort of haze and more of a, I might precipitate sort of haze. It's hard to tell here. But so, here, that's the next mountain, hill, it's probably a mountain to climb, the one that goes behind the presidential palace. And you might be wondering, well, Direlda, why didn't you show us from, you can't see it from here, but the way you went, up in Wangsan. And well, there's a simple reason. It's because there were several no picture signs, and then there were the picture police, who were sort of making their presence felt. And I say picture police as opposed to picture Nazis, because at least they didn't, ask to search my camera bag and check my camera every time I met them. It was more of, they were there to let you know, reinforce the message of the signs. So picture police, because they were respectful. So I'm a bit frustrated because it was a great view of Seoul, despite the haze and so, but at least now there's a peaceful little garden path. Yeah, but there's a great view. There's, Gyeongbokgung Palace all spread out, and I was like, oh sweet, and then oh, there's a sign saying no pictures. And there were guardhouses, with the picture police, and there were also military posts. So, yeah, there you can see the mountain. You can sort of see the wall. That's where I was. So you can see wall. Up there is a guard thing, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Very frustrating. So now I'm going that way. And yeah. You have the city. So I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. Okay, so here we are at Sukjeongmun, and this is the northern gate, and so it is historic site number 10 from around 1396, and it says, so if you look up there, Sukjeongmun is the northernmost of the four main gates of Seoul Fortress. It was built as Sukjeongmun in 1396 when the Fortress of Seoul was built, and the name was changed to its current one in the early 16th century. As it was situated in the north of the capital and behind the main royal palace, the gate was hardly used except for symbolic functions. According to the traditional theory of yin, yang, and the 5 elements, the north gate represents water and hence shady energy. So we all know water's shady. Anyways, that explains why it was left open and the south gate closed when the nation was struck by a drought during the Joseon period. They figured it'd let water flow in and fix the drought. Fascinating, isn't that? Anyways, actually it is. I'm not trying to make fun. Don't. Sorry, I'm thirsty and I haven't been able to film or take pictures of anything for quite some time, and I'll show you on the map here. Anyways, the original gatehouse built over the arched entrance burnt down, and the current building was erected in 1976. So, if we look at the map, okay, so here's where we started, okay, and we went here, and I got a stamp here, and we went, and around in this area, there was a start of no pictures, and all the way up, and then you could take a few pictures near Changrimun. I didn't really, because it started raining and wanted to make sure I got up the mountain, and then we are now here, so not quite halfway, and so there is the rest of the trip, and I'm going to be going now, and I'll probably, once I get out of this mainly no picture zone, I can take pictures of the gate, but once I get out of that, I'll probably eat lunch and talk with you a bit. Cheers. Okay, so I'm now out of the freight to restricted zone. Not too far that way is the information center, where I turned in my little badge. My information is going to be on file with the military for like 3 months. Lovely. You know, just for wanting to hike along the fortress wall. Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I can understand, you know, you've got a presidential compound, you know, on the southern side of the mountain that people are climbing over, so you don't want people just, you know, marching wherever and getting behind and, you know, being all sneaky and like, right? So it makes sense. It's just frustrating because you really want to be able to take pictures, you know, of Gyeongbokgung Palace, sort the layout of it, you know, from up high, and seeing then, you know, Gwanghwamun, you know, square, sort of nearly aligned with the palace, and you know, it would just be wonderful to get those pictures, but no. It's not to be. Oh well. At least, you know, at least I've had a good walk so far. It's past lunchtime, so I'm kind of hungry, and I'm just hoping to soon find a spot where I can sit on a bench. But yeah. Okay, I'll see you later. Cheers. Okay, feeling much better now. I've had a delicious lunch. Yes, so I'm sitting on a bench near the wall, and that thing is like a air, you know, like to blast stuff off your shoes, and the white thing says Hyundai Steel, leading the new era of steel. And I guess it makes sense that Hyundai does stuff with, you know, like manufacture steel, since they manufacture vehicles, but you know, it's just interesting, all the combinations. But anyways, I'm about to get up. I had a good lunch, much needed. Like potato tuna salad. So I had potatoes, I had eggs, I had tuna, I had onions, and all mixed together and with spices and such. And so you can use it all over you. But yeah. Oh, so yeah, so that was parts of it. I had, you know, dried fruit, blueberries and cranberries, I think, and let's see, a granola bar. That should have been in my camera bag instead of the bag on my back, so that I could have eaten it on the trail. My mistake. Oh, and in addition to water, I also had an interesting drink. Is like coconut milk sort of stuff with banana mixed in, and like there were chunks of. It felt like banana, but it could have been, yeah. They're like, you know, chunks of banana in the drink. Really interesting, and yeah. So it's definitely time to be moving on, so that I'm not out, you know, super late, because I still have plenty far to go. But luckily I've climbed 2 of the 3 major hills whatever it is they call it. Well, they call them mountains. I'm not exactly sure when, something turns from hill to mountain. But yes, I've got 2 of the 3 knocked off. And the 3rd one wasn't supposed to be as bad. So, quite wonderful. And I'll see you around. Cheers. Okay, so, small gate this time. Hyehuamun. So, it's also historic site number 10. Fascinating. One of the 4 small gates in the historic fortress walls of Seoul, Hyehuamun, was built in 1396 in the northeastern part of the walled capital. Its original name was Hwanghwamun, but this had to be changed to the current name in 1511 because the same name was used for the east entrance of Gyeonggung Palace. It has also been known as Small East Gate, Dongsomun. This gatehouse was built in 1744 and was demolished in 1928 due to damage caused by old age, leaving only the arched entrance. The gate structure was destroyed entirely during the Japanese colonial period to allow for the construction of tram tracks. It was restored in 1992, so it's a reconstruction. The current gate is slightly further north from the original site due to road building. And so we are now, right, we've gone that far in I don't know how long. And so now I need to go from here to here, Dongdaemun, and that will be probably, it's raining again, so see, so it says go down that way, cross, and get back. Okay. Well, let's do it then. So yes, small reconstructed gate, checking mirror for cars, heading down to cross. Oh, crossing the street. Oh no, I'm not bursting into song. Oh dear, please stop me. Oh wait, you can't. I'm sorry. I really am. If I burst into song, it is entirely my fault. And I am completely sorry. So, we need to go. Stop it. Stop it, wind. We need to go where there's a crosswalk. Probably with the light. Let's hope. Because we have to backtrack on the other side of the street. Yay! Backtracking. Okay. Anyways. No. Stop. Stop the thought of song, please. That is not the time. So I'm going to let you go so I can conserve battery. Cheers! Okay, so we are now at Dongdaemun, or Hyehuamun. So it says treasure number 1, periods 1869, 6th year of King Gojong's reign. So Hyehuamun was the east gate of the capital city of Seoul and was built in 1398, 7th year of King Taejo's reign. The current Hyehuamun was rebuilt in 1869, 6th year of King Gojong's reign. At that time, 4 large gates and 4 small gates were built in the fortress walls surrounding the city. The 4 large gates erected in the east, west, south and north of Seoul were inscribed with the 4 letters of In, perfect virtue, B, justice, Ye, civility, and Ji, wisdom, respectively. Of those, the large gate in the east was called Hyung-in-ji-mun. It is said that the letter G was specially inserted on the tablet to reinforce the energy of the flatland in front of the gate. Hyung-in-ji-mun, together with Sungae-mun, is one of the 2 largest fortress gates in Seoul. An arch-type passage was created in the embankment linked to the fortress wall, and a fortress gate was built at the gatehouse erected on the passage. The gatehouse is a 2-story building of a type which can only be found in Sungae-mun and Hyung-in-ji-mun among the fortress gates in Seoul. The gatehouse was where the commander stayed to hold the gate, and it was also used as a command post in times of emergency. Walls built with bricks and windows made of wooden plates were installed outside the gatehouse to defend the city against its enemies. The gatehouse of Hyung-in-ji-mun clearly shows the architectural characteristics of the 19th century, which include a simple structural assembly and various decorations. In addition, a crescent-shaped revetment was built in front of the gate to defend against invaders, and this revetment can only be found in this gate in Seoul. So I believe there's a couple of gates in Suwon that have that as well. So now that we're going, you can see, looking through, there's another wall, and you're like, what? And the reason is that basically, in order to get through, you can't go straight. You have to sort of, there's a wall which people can be on, and so you have to turn to get into the gate, and if you're not friendly, then potentially you have people on both sides, or 3 sides, 3 sides shooting at you. Of course, you may have taken the people on the revetment out, who knows, but basically it was another way of defense. So we're on the inside, so that's from whence we came, and I'm not going back that way, sorry, you can't send me back once I came. And this way is the way we're going. And so you can see we are definitely in the Dongdaemun market area. There's one of the clothing malls. I'm not going to stop there today. There's another one. And then that thing with the grass there is part of the Dongdaemun Design Plaza that they're building. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be, like the purpose or whatever, except that it's kind of cool looking. I'm kind of like, you put all that grass? No! Allergies. Yes, that's right. So anyways, we can't go into this gate, but there it is. It's pretty cool. And I shall see you at the next stop, and I need to get a stamp. I saw where I can do that, so that I can work towards the patch, badge, whatever. So, cheers! Okay, so, hello again. I've almost completed my hike around Seoul. Currently I am at Namsan Tower, or, well, North Seoul Tower. So up, and back down. And so go this way, back to the fortress wall, because it's taking a little detour just to, give my feet a small bit of rest. But, so, I'm pretty much almost at the farthest up I will have to go on the rest of my hike. So, it should be downhill from about here, which is wonderful. Okay, so here we have, this is what I want to show you before I try and jump you again. Here, looks like it's closed today, but those are beacons, and there are 5 of them, and depending on how many were lit was the various message, and somewhere there was a sign, a brochure I picked up. But yes, so lit from the side, comes out the top, and oh, here we go. So fire signals during the night, smoke during the day. There were several around. And it doesn't say how many signals what. Anyways, but there are those. Here is our wall. Here are stairs down, finally, and there's a walk to feature. Okay, well, I will see you in a bit. Cheers. Alright, so I've taken you back to the start. Anyways, our journey now has ended, and if we have offended, then I'll just misquote Shakespeare some more at you, and you'll be like, oh, okay. But in any case, we're now back where we began, like 10 hours, 10 and a half or 11 and a half hours ago. Not entirely sure, but it's been a long day of walking. So I'm signing off, and I'll catch you around. It's been fun, and enjoy your time.